Hey guys, today we're talking about lifestyle photography. Lifestyle photography is more an emotional approach to real estate photography. Typically you'll use a different lens. Today we're using a 35mm 1.4. That wide aperture is great for getting that soft bokeh in the image, a more emotional, softer feel. With our normal photography, we're shooting it at a 6.3 aperture and we're trying to get everything in focus. But with lifestyle photography, it's more about having selective focus in what you want the viewer to look at. More of a magazine type approach to real estate photography. For this type of photography, we don't shoot in brackets. We shoot in single images in RAW. You'll touch base with your client before you start the shoot. Ask them where they want you to get started. If they leave it up to you, go ahead and get started in the front yard. As always, for our real estate photography, make sure you pull the signs out of the yard. So let's get started on the front yard. So for the front, you're gonna be using a lens that is more zoomed in. This one's a 35mm. We're gonna have to stand further away from the home to get the whole home in the shot. Typically with lifestyle photography, I do it all handheld without a tripod. Now, if you have a lens that doesn't go as wide as a 1.4 aperture, you may have to use a tripod when you get inside in darker spaces. For the front of the home, the majority of the pictures, you still need to maintain your vertical lines on your image. So make sure you have your rule of thirds pulled up on your camera so it's easier to tell your vertical lines and horizontal are all straight in your image. With lifestyle photography, you're still gonna get your straight-ons and your 45-degree angles, but it's all about getting more creative. Typically, you'll shoot an even amount between vertical and horizontal images for the outside and the inside. If you're using your traditional real estate photography lens, a 10 to 22mm, an equivalent of a 16 to 35mm zoom lens, you'll wanna zoom in your lens to 35mm. For the outdoor pictures, you want to make sure you have a clear line of sight down to the front door. You want to take your straight on horizontal and vertical of the home, but make sure you step to the side, line up down the front door and get that photograph as well. Let's move in and get some tighter shots, more vertical shots of the home. Work your way in, getting vertical and horizontal shots, trying to capture more unique angles and features that set the home apart. On the outside of the home, make sure you're looking for details that you can pull out in the lifestyle photography, like lighting, wood, hardware, stonework. There's all those beautiful elements that really pull a person into the image. Those are the elements we're trying to capture. One of the primary differences that separates our traditional real estate photography from lifestyle is we actually shut off all of the lighting. Unless the space is pitch black, ultra dark, then turn the light on so at least you can get some lighting in there to be able to get a shot. But anywhere that there's natural light coming through the windows, we want all those lights to be shut off. Plenty of natural light that's pouring into the space from all the windows, so we're gonna shut those lights off. In the master closet, it is so dark. That's a space where you gotta turn the light on so at least you can get a shot in there. The laundry room is one of those spaces too. I mean, when these lights are off, it's like pitch black in here. There's no windows, and so to have some lighting, we gotta leave them on. Now that we've shut off all of the appropriate lights, we'll go back to the entryway and work through the home exactly like we would any other photo tour. After you've gone through and taken care of the lights, double check your camera settings to make sure they're ready for interior lifestyle photography. Turn down your aperture as low as it'll go. You want the aperture to let in as much light as possible because typically we're shooting this handheld. Don't let your shutter speed go any lower than 1/100th of a second. If you get any lower than that, the natural motion in your hands will introduce motion blur. You're gonna use your ISO to brighten the image. If you're introducing too much noise into the image by using high ISO settings, go get your tripod. Do the shoot on a tripod. That way you can do much longer shutter speeds with still keeping the image sharp. So I'm gonna turn up my ISO settings because it is dark in here, but with lifestyle photography, we gotta make it look light, bright, beautiful. The ideal scenario is that you can't see through the window. It's totally blown out. You can't see the fence or the trees on the outside. You're fully focused on the furniture, decor, the flooring, and the lighting fixtures. A vertical image for the entryway a lot of times accentuates the lighting features. It's a tighter space. And so with being zoomed in, you can't really shoot a horizontal image and capture the floor to ceiling space like you traditionally would. And so that's why we're gonna shoot it with a vertical shot. You'll do a mixture of wide vertical and horizontal shots, but also you're gonna wanna step in and get detailed shots of decor and lighting. You're gonna work your way through the space exactly like you would any other photo shoot. With this type of photography, you're trying to be creative. Sometimes you gotta get on your knees to get down low to get the ideal point of view to capture the space. Other times you may need to get up on your tippy toes to really reach up there and get a nice tight shot of a lighting fixture. For lifestyle photography, you can use a wide range of lenses to get the same look. You can use your ultra wide zoom lens, but just zoom in your lens to 24 or 35 millimeters. But if you have a wide aperture 24 or 35 millimeter prime lens, those are ideal lenses to get the nice soft bokeh with lifestyle photography. When you go into spaces that are darker, bump up that ISO to get it bright enough to get a nice, bright image. Make sure you have a tripod so you can do longer exposures without introducing too much noise with high ISO. For the kitchen, you're gonna wanna step back since we're zoomed into 35 millimeters, and we're gonna do a vertical shot and horizontal, capturing the entire space. Work through the space, getting unique angles, straight on, 45-degree angles, wide angles showing the entire space, and then working your way in showing tighter, more unique angles. If you're taking a straight on image, it's important to watch your verticals. If you're pointing straight up at a light fixture or you're pointing down at flooring, you don't have to worry about your verticals. But if you're pointing straight on at a subject, you gotta watch your verticals, make sure you keep them straight. In the master bedroom, some creative go-to shots are where you split the bed in half and shoot it vertical straight down. Take separate images of each of the elements in the space. Example, this chair and table setup, this nightstand with lamp, the pillows, the blanket. Sometimes you gotta get right on the ground to get those creative points of views. So when you're in the master bath, in any bathrooms, you gotta watch out for the mirrors. Make sure you're not so prominently in the mirrors that it makes it impossible for the photo editors to Photoshop you out. To help out, a lot of times you crouch down, get as low as possible to get just out of the point of view of the mirror. Get all the different elements that are in the master bath to help give a positive emotional connection. Decor, faucets, lighting, the mirror, the tub, the tile. Check out the flooring. If it's nice flooring, get a shot of it. Get a shot of the shower. All the unique elements that make the space unique. With lifestyle photography, it can be really hard to get great backyard pictures in a yard like this. If you're using your ultra-wide zoom lens, you can still get a nice wide picture in the back. But with lifestyle photography, it's about the details that may be outdoor furniture, a stream, a pond, a swimming pool. There are a lot of unique features that stand out in a backyard. In this yard, there's some nice wood features, a beautiful porch, and some landscaping. With lifestyle photography, it's more of an editorial type photography. There's no external lighting. We're not using HDR bracketing. It's shot with one image and shot raw. We like to think of this as a magazine style shoot. So you're trying to be creative, you're still working on keeping your verticals straight, but you're crouching down or you're holding your camera up high to get those unique angles. As the photographer, you're trying to reach an emotional connection with the buyer. So you're trying to make them think of what type of fun family activities they may have in the living room. That's why we shoot with a wide aperture to get that bokeh. It gives it a dreamy feel to the images. That's the style we're shooting for with lifestyle photography. So have fun, don't take yourself too seriously, and get creative with these lifestyle photos.